What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, episode 61. My name is Omar. Next to me is Earl. Below me is Max. And today we're going to be overreacting to every single NBA team so far. I think they've only played about 10 games? 10 to 8 to 10 games, maybe? But we shall move on. So the first team that we're going to talk about is the Boston Celtics, the former champs. They are currently 7-1. No end in sight for when they slow down. What do you guys think about them so far? Do we have an overreaction?
Jason Tatum is the best first quarter basketball player in the NBA.
What about the rest of the quarters?
No, I'm just saying like a very
Bottom 30?
particular overreaction. I don't even think it's necessarily a bad overreaction. Like he's been playing really, really good first quarters. Not saying he's closing the game bad or anything like that because he is top 5 in scoring as well. But his first quarters are dominant this year compared to last year. That's my first just random thing to throw out there.
Yeah, I'll kind of go off that a little bit. I think my overreaction is that the Boston Celtics are quite literally unbeatable to any other team. The only team that could beat Boston is themselves. Because when they are hitting their three-point, literally all they have to do is hit their three-pointers and play competent defense, which is in their control. And if they're doing that, I don't think there's a single team in the league that can beat them, like straight up. There'll be nights where they're off and they give you a chance. But if they're on their game, like there's some teams where it's like, if you're a mid-pack team, you could play like you could have the best game of your life and you still might lose just because that's just the way it works. Other teams have talent too. But the Celtics are so darn talented and they have talent in all the right places that if that talent is clicking, there's no stopping them. They will win. So that's my overreaction is if they're clicking from three, no one's going to beat them this year. Straight up.
I like that.
My overreaction is that they look the same as last year, even without Kristaps Porzingis. You can tell that this team has been together for years. So my overreaction is that they will lose in 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals. To somebody. I don't know who, but to somebody. Like they're just gonna. I think last year was a good year, and I just think this year they're gonna. Somewhere along the way, I feel like they're gonna need to get checked. And
you have a team in mind though?
I don't really have a particular team in mind. Overreaction wise, I have to say probably Cleveland. They are 8-0 in their conference and in their team. So that's Cleveland is a good team that comes to mind there. And I really can't say any other team right now. Every other team sucks.
Can I give my overreaction to Cleveland?
Let's continue in the Atlantic Division, and then we're going to move on to the Central Division.
Okay.
Only reason why I brought that up was that those are the 2 positive teams that I could really bring up at this time.
All right,
so next team is the New York Knicks. My overreaction is that we are going to miss our aggressiveness down low with Julius Randle. I feel like Cat has been really good for the past couple of games and able grabbing those rebounds. And by the way, if he can continue to do that, I think we can continue to win games. But as it stands right now, we are going to miss that aggressiveness of Julius Randle. We need to see a little more than what Cat has been doing so far. And we're going to miss the 3-point shooting of Dante DiVincenzo, who was really carrying us last year with his percentages. And now we're kind of seeing the effects of that. I like Mikal Bridges. I like the way that he changed the shot a little bit to kind of revert back to the way that he was shooting in Brooklyn. OG Anunoby really needs to step up his offensive game, especially if he's being paid freaking $212 million. But
he had a really good offensive game against the Rockets.
I mean, yeah, but okay, yeah, all right, fine. But he needs to be better, frankly. Like he's the number 4 option on our squad, maybe the number 5 option. But goddamn, he's the most expensive. So it's just very confusing. I don't even know. He's not even in the big 3 of our squad to be. The big 3 of our squad would be Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Cat. So
I think I could argue that, you know what, fine. I'll make that my overreaction for the Knicks. I'll argue that OG Anunoby is better than Mikal Bridges, and it's going to be more impactful.
What?
Listen, while we're going overreaction, I think OG, I know we pay him a lot. It doesn't always show up in just his scoring. I think that's a very narrow way to look at him, and he's not that kind of player that his only value is scoring. The way that
I think Mikal Bridges
can
is
play
just
defensively. Obviously, Mikal Bridges can too. But
all around.
I think
He's more all around.
Anunoby has to do more scoring is just wrong. He plays phenomenal defense. He takes very good high. He doesn't take many shots, but he takes very good high percentage shots. He makes a lot of them. He's a good free throw shooter. He's a solid enough passer. He rebounds the ball. He switches on the taller defenders. He switches on the smaller defenders. There's just every possession he's doing something small. So while Bridges might put up more counting stats, I think Anunoby's impact on the court is just as high, if not greater. So I don't mind paying him $212 million to do what he does. I think he's been phenomenal, and I think he'll continue to be phenomenal in that role. Earl, what do you think?
This is my turn.
Yes.
All right, my overreaction to the Knicks right now is I'm trying to think of a good one. You guys have some really good ones. My overreaction is
You can talk about how bad our bench is.
Oh, we have that in common, but I still feel like y'all is better than ours currently right now. But
that's very true. McBride is a very, very solid player. But continue.
I didn't ask for the extra glaze now, Omar.
Miles McBride,
I don't even count Miles McBride. He is off our bench, but it's kind of like after him, it's just an insane drop off. We have one bench player. Our bench is one player, basically.
My overreaction is Jalen Brunson
is going to come back down to earth.
No, I think he's put on 26 a game. That's not bad. That's good. My overreaction is Jalen Brunson is not the best point guard in the East, as Omar said. Currently,
I never said that.
Oh, I got the clips. I'll send them to you.
When the fuck did I say that?
Omar.
Wait, so you don't think he's the best point guard in the East?
No, not currently.
No, I'm saying Omar.
No, I think he's the best point guard in the East. I don't think he's the best point guard in the NBA. I think he's the best point guard in the East.
No, that's what. No, Omar. Earl's saying that. Like, contrary to what you think, he's not.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I was like, whoa, bro.
He was saying vice versa.
Yeah,
no.
Right now,
he's saying contrary to what you think, he's not.
Okay, yep, there we go. Okay, yep.
Yeah, I just don't think I don't think he's the best point guard in the East right now. I think he can get there.
Right now, it's true. Yeah, right now that's true.
There's just a couple guys now outperforming him statistically in a couple different categories.
I'd say one guy, and it's Trae Young, but other than that,
I was going to say Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey, I do got to give it to him. He's been hauling that team.
He's third right now, and I know Paul George and Embiid have been hurt, but Tyrese Maxey, he's putting up 30 a game. He's putting up
too much on this topic, but I do have to ask you.
Yeah.
Is Ivica Zubac a top 3 center in the West right now?
That's not the same thing as Maxey, though. Maxey's numbers.
If we're just going to say, if we're defining
it is kind of the same situation.
It's not because Tyrese Maxey was putting up big numbers. But I'm saying but I'm saying that Anthony Davis leads everybody in the league in scoring.
Okay, then fair enough. Maybe not Davis, but like Zubac
I'm just saying, like
center then in the West. If we're just going off these sample size games.
I'm not, but I'm saying like even last year Tyrese Maxey was playing good basketball, and he took an even bigger jump right now as well. Like, let me look at that. Hold on.
I do like Tyrese Maxey. I think he's a very good point guard.
LaMelo Ball as well is playing good. I know they're not having the best record, obviously.
Well,
I don't think it's better than. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's better than Jalen.
I think there's been some guys who had better starts in the year, but Brunson is traditionally not someone who starts the year off.
That's why, exactly. That's why I said early. This is overreaction.
Fair enough. Yeah, this is overreaction.
Fair enough. Yeah, but I agree.
Hey, last year, look, hear me out though. I'm saying last year Tyrese Maxey, he was putting up 25 a game, 6.5 assists. This year, obviously, he's taking more of a role, and his assists and points kind of reverse. Like his points per game now are 30, and his assists dropped down to 4.3 off of 6.7. So I'm just saying, like, this year he's having a pretty good year as far as leading the team. There's a lot of drama.
We're going to talk about them in a little bit. No, we're going to talk about the team in a little bit. But right now we got the surprising Brooklyn Nets, who are 4-4. My overreaction is Cam Thomas is going to be a top 3 MIP candidate.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. I like that. My overreaction. You know what? Maybe the
Nets are better than the Knicks. That's my overreaction.
All right,
don't forget
my
again.
overreaction is that people are overreacting to the Nets. I think they're going to come back down to earth. My overreaction is that I'm not impressed. Is that an overreaction? Can we do that? Can I say people are overreacting as my overreaction?
Because people
I think people are glazing the Nets a little hard. Like who have they beat so far? They beat the Bucks. Okay, fair. It's a Doc Rivers team. They beat Memphis. They beat Chicago, and they lost to Detroit. And then they beat Memphis twice. That's it, really. For some reason, they
Memphis twice. They got Memphis's number. Damn. Okay.
They just got Memphis, which also Can I just say that I find it really funny that they're not going to play Memphis for the rest of the year. The season series against Memphis is now over, which is really funny. It's over 2 weeks into the season. They'll play each other again. They're not going to play each other again for another year.
Yeah, if it was West, then
unless it's the finals matchup.
Yeah, they're never going to see each other for the rest of the year. Like, we always have those, like, weird Eastern, Western Conference rivalry. Yeah. Well, not even rivalry, just random things like,
random stretches where you play that team back-to-back, and then you don't see them ever again.
Yep, never going to Brooklyn again. See y'all next year.
Really? It's like, all right, we done.
All right, good matchup. See y'all next year.
Well, the Nets win the season series, so I think the Nets are the first team to officially lock up a season series. So good for them. But my reaction is that I'm not impressed. Earl?
Oh no, I said already. It was kind of like a funny one.
What is it? I didn't hear it.
Oh, that the Nets are better than the Knicks.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, that's obvious. All right. Next
even though they're third in the Raptors are next.
Yes,
they are two and.
Ooh, I gotta go. Can I start?
Go
can start. You can start.
Grady Dick has come out of nowhere and has emerged as one of the top 3 sophomores in his class. Because I've been watching Raptors game, not even on purpose, really. Like, I just turn on the game, I just happen to see them playing, or they're playing somebody I have on fantasy, whatever. But Grady Dick looks like a serious NBA player. 3-level scorer. His shot looks crazy good. He can get to the paint. He was playmaking. He had high assists, rebounds, everything. So shout out to Grady Dick. My overreaction is
I knew Grady Dick was gonna be nice.
Okay. All right, LeBron.
No. We had it. We talked about it on the draft stream when we had it on we were surprised that Grady Dick was dropping that low, that he was dropping that low. We were talking about it on the stream at PSF.
We do that
last year. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, we didn't do it. Did we do a draft stream that
year? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
I thought we did one this year.
Well, we never did, but we bought.
We did.
Maybe we talked about it on like.
It was on PSF. It was on.
Maybe it was. I don't think I was there. Maybe
I'll look at the draft day around that week, and I'm gonna go scroll back, and watch that whole VOD again and see if it's real.
I knew it. I had a feeling because we were surprised that Grady was dropping as low as he was dropping. We thought he would go top 5.
Here's my crazy.
I thought he was going to go top 5.
My overreaction.
At least I did.
Yeah, my overreaction is that Toronto. Maybe this isn't an overreaction, but I think Toronto is going to completely lean into the youth movement this year, and that means you're going to see a lot fewer minutes from Bruce Brown. I know he's been injured, but I think even when he comes back, he's not going to play very much. I think you're going to see fewer minutes from Kelly Olynyk. Those are going to more so go to Jonathan Mogbo, I want to say.
Mogbo,
yeah. I think they're really going to lean into him over Kelly Olynyk, and I could definitely see them trading Jakob Poeltl at the deadline. So I'm going to say that
Jakob Poeltl has been really good for them, though.
Can I add to you?
He has, but I think they're going to sell high. Yeah.
Can I add to you? I'm going to double down on that. I say I agree. I think they're going to trade some of those guys for picks and younger players to make the team.
Well,
I think they're seeing what's happening with Grady right now, and they're just going to commit to that across all positions.
There's no point of having a Bruce Brown. Like, there's no point of having a Bruce Brown now.
I get the Bruce Brown thing. I 100% get the Bruce Brown thing. I don't think Jakob is going to be traded though. I think the fact that he traded him to the Spurs and then literally got him back from the Spurs. It says something. I think that front office plans to keep Jakob in there long term.
Maybe.
Also, he's been very good and very reliable for them for the past couple of games. You can't deny his effort. But
I'm saying that makes them more valuable, is what I'm saying, across the league.
No, 100%. And they could sell high, right? I'm not in the front office, but
that's why I'm over.
But them trading him to the Spurs and then the Spurs trading him back to the Raptors, it just says
true.
So.
But then if they can flip him again for even more, then
it's like you're playing 3D chess, bro. Like you're assuming that these GMs actually care about their players, respectfully.
No,
I mean, I agree with
I,
Omar.
I
It's hard
learned
to
that
say a
with
guy who's
Leon
doing
Rose.
well.
I learned that with Leon Rose. You don't gotta tell me.
True. Nah,
All
but we
right,
have one
last
more
team
team, right?
We want to do last team in the Atlantic.
Yeah, last team in the Atlantic, the 1-5 76ers.
Yikes.
Rough start for Philadelphia.
They suck. They're horrible. I hate that team.
They should have moved to Camden.
Overreaction. Joel Embiid will not qualify for MVP. He will not make the 65-game minimum for the second time for the second time of asking. Maybe this is not an overreaction, but like the fact that he's already missed all the games this year and he's already said he's not playing back-to-backs, I think he's gonna. I don't know. There's clearly something going on there. I don't think he's going to make I don't even think he'll play 60 games. I think he's going to play at most like 59, 58 games. So that's my reaction. Embiid's going to miss a lot of time.
And the 3-game suspension.
What was that?
And the 3-game suspension.
Yeah.
He got a 3-game suspension.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
By the way, fully deserved.
I think this is going to be a rough year for Joel Embiid.
My Sixers hot take is
3 games is fair, to be completely honest, though. Because you shouldn't be laying your hands on a reporter like that, but also to the reporter, F you, bro. You suck.
Hey, man, look.
I just F you, bro. You suck.
Obviously, it should come down to violence. Nothing should ever really come down to violence. I'm not saying all that, but
I'm not saying all that either.
Just be respectful as a reporter, bro. That's all. But my hot take overreaction for Philly is honestly, my overreaction is people are overreacting. I'm gonna take a bar from Max. Like, we're looking at a Philly team that's missing their 2-star players. Like, how great did we really expect them to be with just Tyrese Maxey out there taking 29 shots a game, respectfully, and then Kelly Oubre over there doing whatever Kelly does on the court at times. And then everybody else just kind of just filling in role players, Andre Drummonds of the world. Shout out to Jared McCain though; he had a really good game the other day. But yeah. That's my overreaction. It's really too early, way too early to tell what this team is going to do because we haven't seen.
All right. Who's next up? What conference is next up?
Well, I think the 76ers, my overreaction for them.
Sorry, you're right. You didn't give your reaction.
Yeah. What was your overreaction, Max?
Just Embiid's not gonna he's not gonna play 60 games. He's gonna play fewer than 60 games.
Yeah. I think the 76ers are probably gonna end up the same place that they were last year, when it's all said and done. Being said, they are missing their 2 stars, and that will help them obviously when they get back to the plan. But I feel like it's going to be a while for them, and I also feel like with Joel Embiid also coming out already saying that he's probably not going to play in back-to-back games, and the fact that he's already saying he's already going to be out for at least like I don't even know how long. It's rough, and then you have Paul George, who's not particularly known for staying healthy, right? So it's really hard for me to say that Philly would end up high in the East this year, but it wouldn't surprise me if they end up in like 6th place. So I guess that's my hot take. I think they'll end up in 6th place this year.
Okay. All right, on to Central.
Yeah. Starting with the Cavaliers, 8-0 start. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland are red hot with as well as Evan Mobley going absolutely crazy. Evan Mobley will be considered to be an all-star this year.
Didn't I say that like in our preseason predictions or something?
I believe so.
I was predicting for most improved, so I'm backing my Mobley. I'll double down on the Cavs. I'm gonna say Darius Garland makes an all-star push. He either makes it or he comes really darn close. He looks because he's already made an all-star team. People forget he made an all-star team. I want to say 21, 22. So I think he's gonna maybe he'll be in there as like an injury replacement, but like he's gonna be a serious all-star threat this year. Yeah.
For me, I will probably say my overreaction for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'll give some good ones. My overreaction for the Cleveland Cavaliers is I think I'm gonna stay with Darius Garland too. I think this team goes as far as Darius Garland goes.
Okay.
Last year I was looking at it, they kind of were lacking that second star next to Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. He was kind of just now emerging. And when he did not produce, they did not win games. And we see this year he's producing at a high level. Playmaking, scoring, even defense at times too. So if that version of Darius Garland comes back where he's just not producing at all, then that team's going to be in a lot of trouble. So I think overreaction is they win or lose this season with Darius Garland playing good, high production basketball.
That sounds good. That sounds good. So, okay. Now that we got the Cleveland Cavaliers, by the way, the best team in the East out of the way, let's talk about the Chicago Bulls that are 3-4. They're surprising most because they thought they would be lower on the standings so far. But Zach LaVine looks good. Vucevic looks good. Kobe White looks good. And my hot take would have to be that Chicago makes the playoffs this year.
Wow,
They don't make the play-in. They make the playoffs this year. That's my overreaction.
So they're going to go. So they're not just.
They will be in like 6th or 7th place, maybe.
This is the Mickey Mouse East nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah.
My overreaction is Josh Giddey is better at basketball than people think. I think he's had a solid start to the year. I think he's going to build on that. Chicago, clearly, they traded it for him because they believe in him. And they believe in him having the ball in his hands and being able to run an offense. So I think that they're going to give him the resources to succeed. And I think he's going to do better than people give him credit for. I think he's still a solid enough player. If he can just get that shooting percentage up a little bit, if he can keep it up, he'll be all right. But I'll say Josh Giddey has a surprisingly good season. Not like an all-star season, but just a nice bounce back. I think he's going to keep some momentum going here.
My overreaction is Zach LaVine really hasn't missed a beat. Like, seeing the games he played, obviously I think he missed the last game for injury management, which I see a lot of teams doing nowadays with their players. But yeah, looks like he hasn't really missed a beat. His three-point shooting is pretty much at a high level. He's still getting to the paint, scoring. I just think that also I add this too. I don't think Zach LaVine is going to be on this team by the end of the year. I almost feel like
that implies that they find someone to trade for him.
That is true too. I just feel like they're in different career directions, like the Bulls and Zach LaVine. Like, I almost feel like with the emergence of Kobe White and his offense and Lonzo back now, obviously I know he got that little wrist injury, which is totally different. Nothing like too serious. I just feel like they've already kind of moved on. It's almost like you watch Zach LaVine play. It's like he doesn't really fit what they're building right now, but he's still a great basketball player, if that makes sense. So I think early prediction, Zach LaVine hasn't missed a step and that he will be traded by the trade deadline for sure this year.
All right, good one. Omar, are the Pacers next? I believe they are.
Yes, the Pacers are indeed next. Tyrese Halliburton. That's what I think. Tyrese fell from grace and is no longer a top 5 point guard in the East.
Okay, that's a little overreact. That's a little too much.
That's my overreaction. I think he's terrible.
My overreaction is that people are overreacting to the fact that he started off the season.
Okay. Max, see what you started.
I will play devil's advocate in the middle here. I will say that I think Tyrese Halliburton, talent-wise, is still a top 5 point guard in the East, if not top 3, but he's not playing it right now because I think that hamstring from last year or something from last year is still bothering him. He just does not look like the same player that he was at the start of last year. It's not the same guy. Like, he's not aggressive. He's not finding a shot. It doesn't seem smooth. Like, there has to be some sort of injury that is hampering him because he played so phenomenally for the first 3 quarters of last season, or like right up until that hamstring injury. And since then, it's just been downhill. So I don't think you just forget how to play basketball overnight. I think there's some sort of injury, whether it's that hamstring or maybe something he sustained in the playoffs or over the summer. There's something that's hampering him. So I think if he can recover from that, he'll go back to being a top 3 or 4 point guard in the East. But right now, I agree, he's not playing like it.
Yeah. I'll also say an Easter egg shout out to Benedict Mathurin. He's been playing good basketball.
Yeah. Great young guy.
I know he started off like a little bit slow, but he really picked it up.
He's picking it up.
Shout out to him.
Shout out Ben Mathurin.
A little unconditioned, which makes sense coming off that injury. And then now that he's in the flow, he's playing a lot better.
Next team we got is the Detroit Pistons that are 3-5. So, okay, they're already starting off better than last year. And my take from earlier in the year was wrong. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs at all. They'll maybe make the play-in, maybe not. No,
That didn't
no,
take long.
they'll teeter out of it.
What made you change your mind?
I mean, this team just, oh my God. The way that I saw
Who's
Cat
playing differently
playing
than you expected them to play? Is this not what
Jalen Duren, frankly. I'm not going to lie. Jalen Duren, frankly. So I think he's just been a lot less aggressive than last year.
This is how he's always been.
Jalen
Durant. My overreaction. Oh no, go ahead. My fault. You can finish. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say my overreaction is just that the Pistons are gonna suck this year. Well, actually, that's that's an overreaction considering my take from earlier this year. So
yeah, my overreaction is that this is Tobias Harris's last NBA contract.
Oh, what? Yeah. Whoa, that isn't. I mean, I like it, but dude, that's tough. Interesting.
Crumble Cookie's last contract in the NBA.
I watched him because obviously they beat us. It's not
He's
really
robbing everybody.
It's all over social media, but they beat us. But Tobias Harris, he started the game strong. I mean, borderline unguardable. 12 points. I think he had 12 points in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And he finished the game with, hold on. Sorry, guys. Should have had this note ready for y'all.
It's okay. I just like to remind he signed a 2-year, $52 million contract. So he's got this year and guaranteed next. So you think he's going to play out this contract and then nothing.
And he finished the game with 15 points.
Not a
after the first quarter. After the first quarter, he only scored 3 points after 3 quarters. 3 points. Finished again 7-15. 1 for 7 from 3.
You're telling me you wouldn't take him on the Lakers right now for a vet minimum?
No.
Okay, that's a little.
I bet Rob Pelinka feels different about that.
He's not that bad.
No, you know what? Actually, that fits right. Actually, I think we'll see Tobias in an LA contract.
This is the same agent who's got him $300 million. You don't think that agent can find an NBA team to take him for $2 million, $1.5 million?
That's what I said. By the time this contract is played out,
if he's got that same agent, he'll probably go get another $30 million.
On the Pistons, with the amount of shots he's taken, like 15 shots. I mean, dog, this type of team with a K team who thrives in being a playmaker, he should be averaging no less on the season than 18.5 points a game.
No fewer.
Yeah, no fewer. Okay, my bad.
Tobias
no
Harris,
fewer than 18.5.
Tobias Harris
it's the Pistons.
I gotta say this, and I don't know if this makes sense for you guys, but Tobias Harris is the Kobe Bryant to Kenneth Faried's. Of Kenneth Faried's.
He plays nothing like Kenneth Faried, though.
I know,
he's got a longer career.
I know. I just
don't disrespect my goat like that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's probably like.
Kenneth Faried made it all. Did Tobias Harris ever make an all-star team? Earl,
let's just say, look, he averaged. How do you downgrade your points? He went from 17 points a game to 13. He went to the Pistons. The Pistons and his.
All right, we got to talk about an even worse team.
How do you go down
in this Central Conference, being the Milwaukee Bucks, the 1-6 Milwaukee Bucks, the Doc Rivers Milwaukee Bucks, Doc Rivers, and what's his name? Darvin Ham Milwaukee Bucks with Taurean Prince. And they suck. The Milwaukee Bucks will fire Doc Rivers within 15 games of this season if they continue.
15 games? Bro, we've already played half of those. You think he's going to be fired?
Yes. I think he sucks.
So you're saying by the start of December he'll be fired? That's sooner than they fired Adrian Griffin last year.
I'll tell you this. The Bucks, I think the Bucks have one of the worst defenses in the league.
So soon?
I think the Bucks have the worst defense in the league, possibly, coming off from what they were to what they are now.
I'll stop you. No team with Giannis has the worst defense. If you have Giannis, you are better than
they are bottom. They are bottom 10 guaranteed.
Okay.
They are bottom 10 guaranteed, without a doubt in my mind.
Okay, Alex,
and you have Giannis, so that bothers me a little bit. That's what I'm saying. I think you can. I just think it's Doc Rivers' fault. I've never liked Doc Rivers. I don't like Doc
My
Rivers at
hot
all.
take is that the Bucks
I
would be a
think
better team with Darvin Ham as a head coach than Doc Rivers.
it's just the fact that Adrian Griffin had the team in such a better position than what Doc Rivers
He really did. They should get him back, bro. You think he'd take the job back?
That's what I'm saying. He was in a better position. And then they got 2 bums.
Earl, what do you think about my overreaction that Doc Rivers is that bad in the modern NBA?
Sorry.
That Darvin Ham would do. I'm not saying he'd do a much better job, but it'd be tough to do a worse job.
That's his name. What's his signature? Yeah, it's just picking 2 lessers of an evil. Like they're both.
Yeah, I agree. Like Earl, did the Lakers ever
was like
lose
this
6 out of 7
election.
with Darvin Ham as the head coach? Have they ever lost 6 out of 7?
Like in a series?
Just in a stretch of 7 games, have they ever lost 6 of 7?
Yes, we've gone on dark.
Even those games, like you were still
the Giannis rumors,
and they were all because of Darvin Ham's coaching. My overreaction with this team is in 3 months, in 3 months, the Milwaukee Bucks will look like the Bucks again. I think
the Milwaukee Bucks will look like the Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like in general, like they're gonna go back to playing winning basketball. I think this is one of those times in the NBA. Like you have your tough trials. I'd rather have this type of problem the first couple weeks of the season than the middle and the end of an NBA season, hands down.
True.
So they just got stuff to figure out. And even that one game when they lost to Cleveland, they did a really good job with no Giannis. I think people forget Giannis did not play in that game, and they had the lead. My biggest problem with that, once again, coaching. Doc Rivers kept out.
That's what I'm saying.
Way too long in that fourth quarter.
That's literally their only problem.
You have to put him back in at the 8.5 minute mark with no Giannis. Like you have to keep the lead and let him play it out. So yeah, that's my thing.
Get the Bucks a Quinn Snyder
right now. Like it's just things just have to get back to normal. I think things will be fine. I think people are just overreacting a little bit to them. Personally.
All right. Now we're gonna do the Southeast Division?
Yes, we're going to move on to the Southeast Division, starting off with the red hot. Well, actually, not really red hot, but the Miami Heat.
Halfway through.
Yeah, they're the Heat. You got to make the red hot.
Jimmy Butler is on a revenge tour of some degree. I think he's going to play through the regular season, which will be a big upside to his value.
Okay.
And then I think you know what? It's really hard to say because I think the Heat want to trade him, but I also don't know if they're going to wait out to the end of the season or they just go high and trade him at the deadline. So it's really hard for me to say
Jimmy?
When. It's really hard for me to say when, but if
Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, I think they're going to trade Jimmy Butler. I think it's their time. I think it's time to move on. That's my overreaction. I think it's just time to move on from Jimmy Butler.
I thought you just say he's going to play through the season.
Yeah, he did.
I'm saying he's going to play well through this season. So I also said I don't know when, but I think they might trade him towards the deadline or before the deadline or just based on how he's doing.
Overreactions kind of conflict with each other there, buddy. Not to be the police.
Are you saying that they're going to sell high on him?
Possibly, yes. That's what I'm saying.
Why would they take off the Boston Killer?
Bro, they're 3-3. Boston is 7-1.
Bro, it's the beginning of the season, bro. 3-3. Why do I care about 3-3 right now, bro?
Bro, I am not. If I'm Boston, I am not worried about a 36-year-old
every team in the NBA is going to lose 3
games.
games, bro. If we're being realistic, they're all going to lose 3 games, man. I have
a fun overreaction for the Heat.
What is your overreaction?
My overreaction is that Drew Smith, their second year shooting guard, is the next out of nowhere random Miami Heat player to become a key contributor and a good NBA player. He is averaging 1 point a game this season with 1.8 rebounds and 0.5 assists. But you know what?
Can you tell me something?
What position does he play? And that guy looked good. Maybe it was just a flash in the pan moment, but he showed some real defensive skills and instincts and a comfortability in that offense that, you know what, he didn't look scared, even though this was like his time to shine playing in Madison Square. Or no, he's playing in Miami, but he looked really good in that game. So you know what? Overreact. Drew Smith is the next Gabe Vincent / Max Strus / Caleb Martin / all those guys. He's the next in that line.
Wait. What position does he play?
Shooting guard.
Okay, he'll be on the Lakers He'll be on the Lakers in like 2 to 3 years.
We're done with that. Done with those God's players.
He'll be on the Lakers in like.
Anyways, my overreaction to the Miami Heat is that people have to understand Eric Spoelstra knows what he's doing, and that pertains to Khalil Ware. I've seen people overreacting with the amount of minutes that Khalil Ware is getting in his rookie year, but for me, I've seen it on around social media too. Eric Spoelstra knows when players are ready to be put into a certain situation on a roster. I think he wants him to learn behind Bam and kind of get that experience without just throwing him out there to fail. So my whatever overreaction is that Eric Spoelstra knows what he's doing with the Khalil Ware situation, and he will be. I'll say this. I don't know how to take it. I think next year he'll be top 3 rookies in his class. So we'll see how that develops. A little year hot take.
I like that. Who's next, Omar?
The next team that we got in the last couple of teams in the East is the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic
did it. Orlando Magic.
My overreaction for the Magic is.
Oh no. He is
frozen. Am I cutting in and out? Are we good?
No, you are frozen, sir.
Oh.
It's say or take because we can still hear you.
Oh, you can still hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Okay, good. I had a low bandwidth. That gave me time to think of my take. My take is that Jalen Suggs will be an all-defensive player this year.
I like it.
Maybe not. Okay, is that an overreaction, or is that just kind of what we expect from him?
No. I agree with that. I just think a lot of people are sleeping on him, frankly.
All defensive team, Jalen Suggs.
Hey, he almost had a triple-double this year, or did he already? Am I wrong?
My overreaction is that Wendell Carter is really underperforming so far this year on the Orlando Magic.
I think he's out for a while, though.
Yeah, but he was underperforming before he was out.
Yeah, very true. I think his hype kind of wear it out a bit. I'm not going to lie.
His thing is high. It's just first of all, he's shooting the 3-ball at a really, really low number. Every time I watch him play, he cannot hit a 3 to save his life, and he's taking them with a lot of confidence. Also, he can barely score 10-plus points on any given night, which is kind of crazy because the positions he's given on the court to get these easy buckets, I don't know if he's just lost his touch a little bit, or maybe it's just one of those early season things. That's why we'll call it an overreact.
You know who'd be really good for this Magic team?
Who?
Jakob Poeltl.
Oh, yeah, they would be pretty good for this team, yeah. I would say that.
Jakob Poeltl for Wendell Carter swap? Raptors get a little younger. Magic get a more solid center presence.
I don't see it. Continue, Earl. I don't see it, though.
No, that's all I have for them.
Yeah, that sounds like, all right, what's your take, Omar?
I think Paulo is going to make an all-star push this year. I think
That's not an overreaction. He was an all-star last year. He's going to be an all-star.
Wait. He what? Okay. I'm sorry.
That's not Clubhouse.
If you said MVP push, then that would be an overreaction.
Inside is Mickey Mouse time.
I think Franz Wagner will have an emergence of some sort. I think he'll get a little more touches. I think he'll get some more shots up.
Funny.
Stand on business, Omar. Stand on business.
Honestly, Franz Wagner, MIP, let's go.
Okay, let's do it.
No, I don't think he'll be like MIP, but I do think he'll take a step this year in terms of development. The way the Magic team are kind of rolling around Paolo is just looking real nice. And we talked about Jalen Suggs already, and then we didn't even bring up Franz, who's probably the second best player on that team. So that's what I'm saying. I think Franz is going to take another step this year. Maybe he's going to be right there with Paolo right next to him, be just as good. or maybe just slightly below. But I think that duo is going to serve real well soon.
Okay. My overreaction for the next team that we have, the Hawks, is that Clint Capella will be on this team the rest of the year.
Oh God, and that's a scary thought. Jesus, you just gave me like
If they haven't traded him yet, bro, they're not going to trade him.
I don't think there's a market for him.
I don't know what it is. He gonna be.
I don't think there's a market. There's no market.
There's not particularly a market.
I'm gonna kind of still in your overreactions. My overreaction, just like from the Magic, I think Dyson Daniels is gonna make an all defensive team. He's been playing.
Okay. I like that. That's a good one.
I'm pretty sure he had like a game where he had like 2 or 3 plus steals sometime throughout the season. I don't remember which game it was, so I have to go back and check. But he plays really good defense. Like I know he's on the Pelicans, but I feel like he didn't get a lot of time over there to kind of display his skill set. So that's my hot take for the Hawks or whatever it is. I keep forgetting what it's called. Sorry. Overreactions. My bad. Right.
Omar,
I think Zach Riche will make a case for Rookie of the Year. I think he'll make a really solid case for Rookie of the Year. I don't know if he'll win. I think it's going to be between him and Zach Edey. But
okay. That's a good one.
I like that.
And I got one that I'm quite happy with here for this last Eastern team, the Hornets. I think Nick Richards will steal the starting spot from Mark Williams. By the end of the year, Nick Richards will be center 1 on that team. Nick Richards, he's the most inconsistent player in NBA history. One night he'll have 20 and 15. The next night he'll have 4 and 1. But I think this is the year of consistent Nick Richards basketball, and he's going to be center number 1. He's going to usurp Mark Williams by the end of the year.
You know what? And I'm going to go complete opposite. I think Mark Williams is going to play one game and show why he's just miles better, no pun intended, than Nick Richards, period. Like, I've seen Nick Richards. Yeah. I feel like, bro, I've seen, like, I have a lot invested in Hornets players. Shout out to fantasy basketball. So I watch a lot more games. He just, it's like at times, like, he does not know what to do with the basketball. Like, catch on the rim, he just, like, throws it up there, or he won't get aggressive for a bucket or a rebound. Like, I just feel like Mark Williams is just a more complete basketball player. So just for the sake of fun, I'll just take the complete opposite of what you said.
Weigh in, Omar.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bring them up at all for their center spot. I think Trey Mann is going to have a great season at the starting spot, shooting guard for that team. There was not a lot of opportunity on that team in Oklahoma City. As much as you want to say it was unfair, he could have made a role for himself. It just wasn't happening. Josh Giddey, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's hard. You weren't making a solid rotation. So with this year, I think Trey Mann is going to have a solid impact on that Charlotte team. Obviously it's the first year. Everything's got to feel themselves out and stuff. But I think it'll serve them well in the long term. And I think he'll be a long-term glue guy for them, along with Josh Green.
Yeah. I think Trey Mann, the way he plays basketball is kind of refreshing. Like, he has an all-around game, especially off that Charlotte bench. Biggest problem I feel like with Charlotte the last couple of years, especially when you lose like a Terry Rozier, you lose that guard play. And Trey Mann is a dude who can get on pretty much every level. He can get to the paint, shoot threes, mid-range bag, and he's got that nice little old school early 2000s look. I know everybody knows, like the baggy clothes, the headband, kind of Allen Iverson look he's going for, which is pretty cool to watch. I don't know. I think he just brings a cool style to the game right now that we're missing. So I'm cool with that. I think I like that hot take a lot. And we do have one more team in this division too that I forgot.
Wait, we do? Did we miss?
Yeah, the Wizards.
Oh, did I skip the Wizards? Did we skip the Wizards? Oh, we did, didn't we? Sorry, I forgot that the Wizards existed. I'm so sorry, Natalie. I forgot their team existed.
That's crazy.
Shout out, Natalie.
I'm clipping that in.
Bilal Coulibaly will win the most improved player this year. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I've been high on Coulibaly since I've seen him been playing with Wembanyama. I am not backing down on this. Bilal Coulibaly, you're my guy. MIP this year, 100%, no doubt about it in my mind. Alex Sarr, go away. You were a waste of a number 1 pick.
Dang. Wow. Wait. No. Okay, here's my overreaction. The Wizards got the 3 best rookies in the NBA draft. All the rookies. No, but look, I have the stats because I seen it on Twitter. All the rookies are top 5 in like a lot of categories. I'm pretty sure Alex Sarr is number 1 in blocks. Dang, I have to find that graphic. I don't know. It's a crazy stat though. But basically, all of their rookies are top 5 in some type of category, whether it's scoring, rebounding, assists, and stuff like that. As far as rookies this year, so I think the Washington Wizards had a terrific draft. I forget what article it was that gave them an F or something like that, or D- for the draft. I think they need to go rewrite that. Those are always crazy to me. Like players haven't even grades. They haven't even played. That's what I'm saying. They haven't even played. Yeah. No, you're the Wizard. We're just gonna give y'all an F. We don't believe.
I mean, if there's any team that's gonna get all F's, it's the Wizards.
But it is the Wizards.
All those guys over there playing basketball at a high level, shout out to them, man. They're really making Wizards games more watchable for their fans, I bet. I know a lot of people were confused about certain moves. Gafford got randomly traded at the deadline. Then they traded Denny, who was marked as their franchise type of guy, and now they got Belil as an emerging player playing great basketball, and so are all their rookies. So shout out to everybody out there.
Oh, and also Bub Carrington will end up being better by Jordan. Will be better than Jordan Poole by the end of the season.
Okay, that's an interesting take.
I mean, that's not a big thing to cross the threshold, but comparatively, I think he could be better than Jordan Poole this year. At least more consistent. Can we say that?
Okay, true. All right, for mine, I'm just going to throw something out there. I'm going to say Alex Sarr averages more 3-point attempts per game than 2-point attempts, which sounds crazy. All right. But if you look at his stats, he's right now taking 4.8 threes a game as well as 4.8 twos a game. I think he's just going to sit out at that 3-point line, catch and shoot, try and be a Brook Lopez, and he's going to wind up not taking more threes. He's going to attempt more threes than twos in his year. That's my overreaction, is that he likes that 3-point line. I don't think that's the way he'll be going forward. I think over the summer they're going to tell him to get his behind in the paint and start working down there. But for this rookie season, I think he's going to be content to just catch and shoot on the 3-point line and not get beaten up down low.
I like that. That's a good one, bro.
Oddly specific, so we'll have to go back and check this one at the end of the season. But
yeah, okay. So this is what I was talking about. Bub is currently second in points per game as far as rookies. Zach Edey is 1. He's at 11.1. Bub is at 10.3. Alex Sarr is at 9.8. So they're right there. And then Keyshawn George, he is at 7. Or Keyshawn.
Where's Zach Ricochet?
7.7. He's 5.
He's at 5 points a game?
No, he's at 9.4. I'm talking about like rank.
Oh, okay.
Like rank wise, Keyshawn George is at 7. Bub is at 2, and Alex Sarr is at 3. So all top 10 rookies right now in the NBA. And we're just looking at combined stats and stuff like that. So good on them.
All right.
Good job trading Denny for those picks.
Hey, it was working out. Not gonna lie to you. So we bought.
It is working out. Yeah. All right. Considering we only have about 15 minutes left in this episode, guys, we're gonna go ahead and split up. We're gonna stop with the Eastern Conference teams. That was our overreactions for them. We're gonna do the 15 Western Conference teams next week because we want to do our favorite segment of the week for this week. We got the Omar parlay, the Omar gamble responsibly parlay of the week,
and the lose your money
of the night. The E3 take events of the night. So, what do we want to start off with here?
All right. So, Magic versus Pacers tonight. I got the Magic. The Pacers haven't been playing too well, so I think the Magic got this one in the bag tonight. Detroit versus Charlotte. I think we're gonna have to go with Charlotte tonight. I mean, shit. Detroit is Detroit. LaMelo has been balling. I think it's gonna be a great night for Nick Richards. So
heck yeah, ride that Nick Richards train, baby.
My throw, guys.
Ride that Nick
Richards. Magic are not
Boston.
Pablo was still hurt too.
Boston versus the Warriors. By the way, the Warriors are 6-1 and the Celtics are 7-1. So which team is going to take their second loss of the season, you ask?
Bro.
It's going to be the
Warriors.
It's going to be the Warriors.
What Jason Tatum is going to do to Steve Kerr is going to be criminal. I think Jason Tatum might score 20 plus.
Is this in Golden State?
I think Tatum scored 20 in the first quarter.
Is this a Golden State game?
Yes, it's in Boston. It's in Boston.
If this was in Golden State, I was gonna say Golden. I'm gonna stand on business. Golden State will win a close game behind a brilliant Steph Curry masterclass.
I got
Steph Curry masterclass.
Tatum 23 plus points in the first quarter.
I believe it, but I think they're still gonna lose. I think Tatum's gonna have a really good game. I think they're still gonna lose.
I think they win by 20.
I think Tatum's gonna have a good game. I think the rest of the team's gonna have an off night. I think Jaylen Brown's gonna have an off night, an uncharacteristic off night.
But it was Jaylen Brown too who was. I got Celtics by 20. I got Celtics by 20 tonight.
I got Warriors by 1. Warriors by 1. Last second Steph Curry 3.
Tonight for the Knicks at the Hawks.
We're gonna play the Hawks. Oh, the chat's gonna be live tonight. Let's go.
I think.
Knicks by 55.
No, I think the Knicks are going to win. I think the Knicks are going to win a close game against them. I think the main factor to win that game is going to be rebounding the ball. And I think Kat and Josh got that on lockdown over on Yeke Okongwu and Clint Capella. So I think rebounding is just straight up going to win this game for us. So we're just going to move on. Trae Young is going to play great, though. So we're going to have to find a way to stop him ASAP. Cavaliers at Pelicans. Cavaliers, no arguments there. Lakers at Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are going to get the best of the Lakers in this one. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the Grizzlies specialize in getting under the Lakers' skin, especially LeBron James and AD.
The last couple of years, though.
I know, but I think they just specialize in it. So I just think for this one,
Brooks.
No, Desmond Bane as well. Desmond Bane as well. John Morant as well.
Give me Lakers by 10.
I got the Grizzlies by a close margin, 2 to 5 points. It's going to be a very close game.
I got biasly. I got Lakers by at least 10. I mean, honestly, no. But it depends. If Anthony Davis plays tonight, obviously he's questionable.
Yeah, that's what I'm also accounting for.
I'm only counting this for if AD wins. If not, I don't count this game as a real game. Or Mickey Mouse team without AD.
Stop it.
Actually, can I change my vote? Can I change my vote?
Go ahead.
No.
I'm going to go Grizzlies by...
Thanks for changing on me, Max. That's
Grizzlies, I'm sorry, Earl. Grizzlies by 4.
And you should have said no like me. You should have stayed.
Hey, if AD plays tonight, he's going to treat Zach AD like his baby.
That's all. I believe that, but I'm going to go Grizzlies.
Zach AD...
I think...
I'd take Zach AD will have...
You gotta realize your win is conditional on Anthony Davis.
Edie will have at least 2 fouls in the first quarter. In the first 5 minutes of the game, he'll have 2 fouls.
Probably in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah. Easily.
All right.
I back you on that, Earl. I back you on that, but I'm back in Memphis. Ja's layups are too crazy for them to not win that game.
So San Antonio is going to San Antonio's headed to Houston in their next bout. Mm-hmm. I think the Rockets got that one because I think Alpha and Sengun is just going to be able to bully Wembanyama in the post a lot. I think Wemby's going to have a great game, no doubt about it. But this tonight is going to be a lot of great games, and I'm really excited because it's going to be It's a tough one. I got the Rockets though. It's going to be a tough. It's going to be a toughie.
I think I got Victor for 25 plus. I got Chris Paul for 18.
Yeah, I got him for 25 plus as well. But I think Alfie's going to get 25 plus, and I think Jalen's going to get 25.
I think Paul's going to have a good game. Chris Paul's my player of the game. I mean, Wemby's going to do Wemby. I think Chris Paul's going to have
the thing about it is they're going to win or lose with Jalen Green, if we're being honest. If Jalen,
that's what I'm saying. Jalen Green is not playing well.
Then they're not winning.
Chicago Bulls at Dallas. I got Dallas. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. Miami at Phoenix. I got the Suns. The Suns are currently 6-1. They've been playing really well together. They look.
Give me Jimmy Butler. I got Miami.
You got Jimmy Butler for that one.
I got the Suns.
I got Miami.
I got the Suns as well. Kevin Durant.
Suns in a close one, but Suns.
I think the Suns have the more complete team here, which is ironic talking about the Suns. But I continue.
Hey, Tyus Jones on that team is cooking.
Yeah, Tyus Jones really tied it together. I'm really happy.
That's what I told y'all this all offseason that Phoenix just needed Tyus Jones. And if Nurkic can just stop shooting threes, they'll be okay.
Yeah. Thunder
is horrible.
Thunder at Nuggets. I got the Thunder. I think the Thunder have went on a hot streak so far, and they're not showing any signs of slowing down. They're 7-0.
They're
Listen,
literally, no signs.
Last
I'll hot take this. Maybe this is not a hot take. I'm going to say Thunder in a blowout. I'm going to say decimation. I'm going to say at least 15-point win for the Thunder.
Last time they played, Chet made Embiid. I mean, not Embiid, sorry. Chet made Jokic look like a kid in that paint. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
He was blocking them down. He was doing them dunks. He was getting hyped, talking to the crowd.
Yeah.
I got Thunder easily. I don't think it's gonna be a close game. I really don't.
I think Thunder blowout.
Yeah.
Raptors at Kings at 10 p.m. I got the Kings pretty easily. And the Clippers and the 76ers. Yeah. You got the Raptors? You really got the Raptors?
No, Kings. Kings at a solid margin.
I'll say this. RJ Barrett is turning into a really, really good number 2. I think it's going to look really good right next to Scotty Barnes. But I don't think it's going to be enough to meet DeMar DeRozan and the Sacramento Kings.
They just played them, though. I'm saying they just played them, and they had great games. It was 128 to 131. It was a close game.
Won't be that close again. I don't
see it being a blowout. I think that it will be a close game once again.
And for our last game of the night,
meanwhile, let me read the stats though. This is a game
kind of close, but the Kings are also just like up by like 8 to 12 the whole time.
But I'm saying but this is a game where DeMar had 33, Keegan had 16, Sabonis had 17 and 20 rebounds, Fox had 24 and 5, and Malik Monk had 21.
You don't back them to do that again.
Off the bat. No, but I'm saying, but they play like that. I think they can get them again. I'm just being honest. I think the Raptors can beat them again. Especially coming off that.
They're going to need Grady to have an insane game. I backed the Kings players to do better than their stats. That I backed the Raptors to do better than their stats.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm still going to take Raptors on that one.
For our second last game of the night, the 76ers at the Clippers, and I got the 76ers. Yeah, I got the 76ers.
No, Paul George is going home. If Paul George is playing, they're winning.
I don't think Paul George is. I don't know if Paul George is playing.
Clippers.
If Paul George is playing, I have the Sixers.
I backed Cleveland. I back the Clippers even if Paul George is playing. I think they're better than y'all. I don't think they're better than y'all think. I think Philly right now is worse than y'all think without Embiid. And if George does come back, that will help. But I don't expect him to do great things in the first game back. I think it's going to take.
This is the second game back though. He already has a bad first game.
Okay. Then I'm standing on Clippers. I'm standing on my Clippers business. I think they exact revenge on PG. I think that team without Embiid and with a 50-50 Paul George is not good enough right now to beat the Clippers.
All right, guys. And that's the end of the episode.
Thank you guys. You've got the most important moment.
What happened?
The E3 event of the evening. What is our E3 event of the evening, Earl?
Oh, my top player of the game or something like that?
Your game of the night. Your event
my bad. My game of the night tonight. My fault. Lost me for a second. I was kind of zoned out for a quick second. My game of the night. I always try to give games that people probably wouldn't just turn on and watch. That's kind of my thing. I think the game of the night is going to be. Let me pick a really weird one. I got two for y'all tonight.
Really weird.
Not even weird. I have two for y'all tonight. Number one, I think it's going to be mid versus mid. Detroit Pistons versus the Hornets. I think that's going to be a pretty close game. Both of those teams, I feel like, have a really hard time closing games. So it'll be interesting to see what team locks in and gets it done. Both of them tend to get turnovers in the fourth quarter, respectfully. And then my second game, I think it can either go a good game or it can just be a really bad game. So I'm going to go Hawks versus Knicks. So that's my two games of the night for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have an E3 MVP of the night?
Overall MVP of the night, I'm going to say it's going to be. I'm going to stand on business. I'm sticking with Anthony Davis. He's the leading scorer in the NBA, averaging 32 points a game. I think tonight versus who are we playing? Grizzlies? Nobody on that team. Jaren Jackson, he's been Mickey Mouse food for the last couple of years. So I got 80 going for at least 35 plus. 14 plus rebounds. Easy.
All
That's
right,
my
fair enough.
All right, guys, that's the end of our episode. Thank you guys for so much for tuning in on this episode of Beyond the Backboard Podcast. And be sure to like and subscribe to us and like the video for us.
Keep an eye out for next week's video where we'll overreact to all the Western Conference teams. I'll have a little bit more data to go off of that. So maybe our overreactions will be a little bit more dialed in. But I think we had some good unfiltered overreactions to the East teams
Right.
here.
And be sure to check out our 2-minute drill warning, 2-minute drill episode coming.
Warning.
Yes, both of them in one. 2-minute drill episode coming out later this week, probably Friday, Saturday. But it will be on. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you guys.
Each and every single one of you. And you know what they say. An apple a day keeps the Joel Embiid away.
You are correct, sir.
Sometimes, unless the apple's too big.
Peace out.